So yeah, there we go. We're live.
We're
All
live.
right.
Hello, universe.
Hello. We have 0 viewers.
Oh,
Says 0
man.
right now.
It's funny how it does that, isn't
All right,
it?
you want to duck out and come back in?
Yeah, that's it. That'll be one.
Let me check it. Actually, I got this thing on here too.
Oh, here we go. No, we've gone. We're jumped up. We're going. We're on the way up. We're on the up, which is good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. There we go.
Yeah,
I got things all screwed up here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're live. We'll do it live, damn it. No.
Do it live. Do it live. Now, I need to confess something, Deej, straight away, right at the top of the show.
You couldn't have done that before we went live?
No, I confess now. I might as well make myself a public idiot.
All right.
So how many years have I been on the show now? It's 2022, wasn't it? So we're approaching 3 years.
3, yeah.
Right?
Coming up on 3.
And all that time. Now, I've just...
what did I do?
Well, no. You know, all that time, whenever something comes up with IMDb or something comes up, I've got to check an audio codec or whatever, and I lean across to my iPad and you see me typing away and my voice goes because I'm away from the microphone.
Yeah.
And I've just realized I've got a dual screen laptop right here. I've got a big screen in front of me. Well, big-ish screen in front of me. And I've just realized I can have IMDb open. I can have the notes app here ready and it all in front of me and just be able to do it without even looking away. I've just realized it after 3 years.
3 years.
It's criminally stupid, isn't it, really?
It's light shines on yonder rock. It's like, be careful, though, because the light goes away. It fades.
It just bounces off my head.
It comes back around. It's like at our age, I've been around the sun 55 times. So
yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I just realized I can do that. So from now on, I shouldn't have to dip off to type it. There we go. Nice. Oh, just terrible. Anyway, how are you?
Great. I'm great. Happy to be here. John is, he's got a family business going on right now. Everything went well. We just, some stuff going on with his family. But he may drop in. We're not sure. But either way, it's, miss you, buddy. I just gotta sit here and talk to Steve.
No. Oh no. The weather talk is not as dynamic when it's only 2 lots. Rather than 3.
It is hot here.
Oh, really?
Hot. Oh, yeah. It is hot.
So what's hot for East Coast?
Right now, we're like, it was like 97 with a heat index of like 100, 102, something like that. So for me out here and working in that, I got out to work early and get my stuff done. I was done. I was putting the cars back around noon. So it's not bad. You get out and get your stuff done and get out of the heat. It's hot after being out in it all day. For me, it's like you don't even want to come home and sit by the pool. You don't want to be outside. It's too hot. It's like, but yeah, it was hot. And then tomorrow they said, a little cooler, so only 91. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, that is warm. That is warm. Yeah. It's a little cooler here. We've had some, we obviously Celsius, but 22, 23 is not too bad. Bit of rain, but generally okay.
That's what
not
we got.
Stiflingly hot as the other day.
That's what's funny. It's like 97 approaching 100 today, and on Thursday we have rain in like 72.
Oh right, goodness me.
All right.
Not too bad. That's okay.
Deal with all that. So
yeah, that is doable for sure. You won't be diving in the frog pond in Boston with that kind of temperature.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, so
it's Boston in the summer. Again, I remember going to the park, the Boston Park, and as I said, the frog pond and all the rest of it there, and the bug juice, the big flagons of bug juice that everyone was drinking. Very cool, very warm.
Yeah, Steve Att's saying he's like 96 there. Feel like shows 109. Feels like 109. So he's right there. I believe he's on Long Island. He's down on the East Coast. I think Steve is.
That's warm. Very warm. But there we go. But then it's a good excuse to stay in the cool of our cinema rooms and enjoy ludicrous amounts of content. It is just ridiculous.
I tried.
How much?
I got some stuff in, but then I was like, I got some good stuff in earlier in the week, but I haven't been back in my theater all week. It's
Oh
like
man.
I was working at the house, getting stuff ready here, but just keeping busy, trying to make money to pay for all this. But yeah,
Well, I find it. Tell me this, indeed, because I'm curious as to whether you feel like I do with this. So if you start watching something in the theater room or something you haven't seen before, so it's not something that you know
Okay.
well,
yeah,
but something you've been really looking forward to, and then you get called away for some reason, something interrupts it.
Yeah.
Do you feel stressed if it's something you were really looking forward to and you were enjoying, and then you've got to just stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Me too.
I hate that. I hate that.
Oh.
So much so that, like, you guys know, I like to get up early and watch stuff, right? If it's new and I think there's any chance I might get called away, I won't start it. I'll be like, because I'll be nervous that I'm not going to be able to enjoy it. I've had this conversation with listeners early on, off the show, like through email and stuff. One of them was, one I remember off the top of my head was G. Cornell. I remember early on in the podcast, we were talking about, like, he would watch in stages, even a new movie, I think. And he was like, almost like acts. And I was like, no, I can't. It's like, because if you do that, it's like, especially something you haven't seen before, you're taking the flow away that was designed, that was part of the movie, right? That's part of the art. And it's like, and I think it's important to do that, to give every movie its shot, because if you, like, some movies maybe not better than others, but you need to watch it in its entirety so that you know the difference, right? Like movies that do flow correctly. And then, like I was telling you on Man of Steel, like how important it is to watch a movie in its entirety, because I went and watched clips, and I've done that a ton. I haven't done it in years now, but that's how the show was founded, was just doing clips. And I'd be watching these movies in their entirety, stamping out the scenes, and be so excited for whatever the hell happened at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 52 seconds. And then I go back there and be like, what the hell was I excited about? I don't see a damn thing here. And that used to happen all the time. I'd have like 35 stamps for a movie. And at the end of it, I'd end up with like 20. Because I couldn't find what I was so excited about at that moment. But it's a build up to it, There's certain things like that needs to, like I said, in Man of Steel, it's part of the art. It's not just something to be stared at and nitpicked.
Well, quite. It's a vibe, isn't it? It's a mood that the film should establish. But it's good. I mean, the reason I ask is it's happened to me this week with Sinners.
Yeah,
I got 20 minutes into it. Yeah, they're just getting to the point where bear in mind, I haven't seen it, not a single frame of it, and I'm 20 minutes in, or maybe half an hour, and they're just building clearly to getting to the place itself, and then it's like I got a call. I've been on call since Friday night. And I'm on call. I'm on call now, actually, but I'm on call until Monday. So I'm doing the longest stint of on call I've ever done, because lots of colleagues are on annual leave. And so I started it Sunday. I thought, brilliant, 2 hours, here we go, great. And then literally got 20 to 30 minutes in, just as you can literally feel them building to, here we are, we're set the scene and off we go. And I got a call away, and I haven't been able to get back to it since. And it's killing me. It really is. So much so, I'm going to start it again. I'm going to go back and just watch from the beginning, because talk about a mood piece. I mean, it's clearly trying to create this ethereal atmosphere. The accents are a bit impenetrable, though. It took me quite a long time to get my head around what was being said. I nearly put the subtitles on.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it's very. We're going to talk accents a little later, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
But the accents with someone like Delroy Lindo's accent, and then and Michael Jordan's occasionally as well, Michael B. Jordan's, are every now and then it's like, I didn't get a word of that. So it takes a while for your ear to adjust. Like, it got better as it went on. So I'm very much looking forward to going back and watching it again. I've been stressed the last few days.
So you haven't finished it, so we're not talking that this week.
No, let's not do Sinners tonight. No, let's say that, because I'm looking forward to it. The only thing I would say with that, Deej, while we're talking Sinners, it's not a push play demo, is it, audio wise? Would you say?
Not from the beginning. Not at the very
Right,
beginning.
all right, thank God.
No.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah,
No.
because there's stuff going on, but it's not like reference yet. I mean, it
No.
looks great.
No. Yeah.
Good. All right, thank God for that.
No, you're gonna get stuff. I mean, that movie. It's the
Once they
overall.
get
Again,
to-
that's another one that's an overall vibe of the movie. Or as you were saying that earlier, I was like it's almost like movies. It's a chemistry, right? Because it sparks something in you, and you're like, oh my God, I need to. The better it is, the more you're like, I need to see this. I need to see more of this. And it keeps it going. And it's, I mean, just in the writing and stuff, we should have Carl on to talk about this stuff and be like, the writing and the pacing is part of like, we're going to bring you up here. We're going to dip you down emotionally, and then we're going to bring you back up. And it's like, I mean, it's super obvious in horror movies, it's getting quiet. Well, somebody's dead.
It's getting quiet.
It's getting quiet. Goodbye. But yeah, it's let's see. Yeah, look at all these. There we go.
But I do like how it looks. I do, and I love the ratio changes. I mean, there's a whole there was an entire plot device going on with that, which I'm looking forward to talking about once I've seen it all. But it's I'm enjoying it. I was just a little bit uncertain about the audio so far. I thought, well, hang about, it's not June 2. What's going on? DJ is his favorite one of the year, and I'm like, well, no, and that was slightly worrying me. But yeah, I think from what I've read of a review, it's middle movie where it really kicks in, isn't it? That's what I understand.
Yeah,
so.
That's where it kicks almost literally. It's like I'll tell you about it after you've seen it. And yeah, so I just see in the chat before we haven't gotten to the chat people. Joe Klosnick, he texted me today, and he's like, I really miss Takeover Tuesdays, and I was like, funny you say that. I have one ready to go in my head. I have like an idea. I was going to sit down and do it yesterday. I'm like, oh, this is a good one. And I'm going to try to do it for next week. And I say try, like you think it's easy to do. And I'm like, it's like, got to schedule it, got to sit down and do it. And like we were saying, it's one I'm going to do by myself, but it's a topic, an idea, a question that I'm like, that I want to put to you guys, but I'll do mine first and you guys can listen to it. But I was going to sit down and do it. And then I got a little distraction. I'm in the house. I come in here and I go to sit down to do it. My podcast studio under the stairs is in the basement. So I come down and I go to the other end, and there's a vent over there. And the vent is blowing like regular air. And it's like 90s here. I'm like, oh no. I go outside and the condenser. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm selling the place and the condenser ain't working. I was like, not good. I went through the roof. And I'm like, so I spent the next like hour working on it. It's not a problem. It's happened before. Little mice get up in there and nothing happens to the wires, but you have to take it apart and you have to be careful because there's enough power going through this box when you open it. There's enough power to kill you. So you have to make sure you've disconnected and all that. So I did that.
Yeah.
One time I pulled it apart. There was 2 mice in there, but it was one mouse that got fried in half. The poor little bugger was like, there you go. I was like, clean that little guy out of there. But
shocking.
But yeah, exactly. But so I took it all apart, disconnected all the wires, reconnected all the wires, started it up, and I'm like, well, I was like, nice. There we go. But
yeah, good man. Well,
last thing I needed to buy a condenser before I sell the place.
Well, that will take up time. So that's your that was your chance to do Takeover Tuesday this week.
Well, once you're distracted like that, you can't just say, hey everybody, this is what I'm talking about. Not really in the mood to do this, but let's get to it.
Yeah, it's all good. Mickey Mouse he is,
Yeah.
So Paul says in the chat, mice have eaten all my fancy new heating pipe insulation under the kitchen floor. Oh
yeah,
that's not a cheap fix. You've got to lift all the flooring and do all that. Oh yeah, not good. Goodness me. Right.
All right.
Well, there we go. All right.
Ready to get to it?
Make a start. Yeah, and then I'll say hi to everyone. Yeah.
All right, let's get to it, and then we get to everything in the chat, all that fun stuff. So this has been a very fun cold open. Hey, home theater nerds, welcome to the Bright Side Home Theater Podcast, the multi-award winning podcast. It's all about the experiences, the sights,
the sounds,
the multi-award winning scenes.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to try to wedge that in on John's too, but I couldn't. I was like, because he says the scenes on the recording, so I couldn't go the award-winning scenes.
Hard to break up, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to break
that nearly
up.
went very wrong, Deej, because as we were doing running that, well, no, I took a big sort of swig of this. This was water with ice in it. And an ice cube came through, and I nearly choked on that. So that could have been an awkward start. But anyway, there you go. But
see
anyway,
that? After the cold open, you almost choked on ice. There you go.
It was that cold.
It's that cold. That cold.
Now, I think, Deej, right, looking at the chat, I think people have realized we tend to start a little later. Because look at everybody coming in, TSG coming in, Beth coming in, just as we start. It's like they knew.
Exactly. It's like when you go to the movies. You don't have to get there on time. There's going to be trailers in front of it, and then there you go. So you just get your popcorn, get your soda, sit down, relax, and know we're probably going to be hitting it around 4:30. So the real show. I mean, we were, we do a little bit of banter, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I don't even know why we started doing a cold open. I don't know. Whatever.
That's good fun, man. That's
fun.
Cool. It's
it changes it up. Yeah. I mean, we'll talk on either side. So, but yeah.
Although I have to say that particular thing about everyone now knows you've got your seat, you've got your allocated seating, and you've got this adverts, trailers before. For the second time, or even third time in 3 weeks, having seen the movie we're going to talk about later that everybody already knows is coming because it's fantastic. Yeah. As soon as those lights went down, the movie proper begins. It's like someone's rang like a dinner bell, and everybody just comes stampeding in. So the movie's now playing, and you've got people walking right in front of you, walking up and down the aisle with their lights on their phone. Which seat is it? Which one is it? And that's a serious issue in this particular cinema that I tend to go to. It's like, that's not what this is all about. You've got all this time to come and find your seats. Don't wait till the bloody movie starts and then do it. It's like, oh man, Alfred Hitchcock was right. No one will be seated after the movie has begun. That's how it should be. Yeah, God, man.
What was that? Spider-Man 2 or 3?
Well, Alfred Hitchcock? No, he didn't do that.
No, the one with Tobey Maguire, and he showed up late to her show.
2, wasn't it? 2.
MJ had it was at 2 or 3 where she had it was a play, and he's like, nope. And
he's refused by Bruce Campbell, isn't he?
Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell. Yeah. So, but it should be that way.
Real problem. It's not cool. It really isn't good. And this particular time, literally about 10 people walked along the aisle where I was sat, and it's like, just come on, guys. Just a little bit of decorum. Doesn't happen in Cinema George. That's what I'm saying, right? Cinema George, you just get banned for things like that.
I we've talked about this before, but it's been a while since I've done the old man get off my lawn crap. But movies of like it. I was thinking it with Fantastic Four and all. I mean, we're kind of through the summer blockbusters now, but it's not the same vibe. It's like you can go. I saw Fantastic Four at 2 p.m. Like we were saying last week, that's the earliest show the day before. It used to be midnight. But then also it's like the whole reserved seating thing. I mean, let's be fair. Back then we were like, oh, it'd be so cool if I didn't have to wait in these lines and they had reserved seating. Now they have reserved seating and you look back and go, some of the most fun you had was getting there early, waiting in the line, seeing the people, and it's like, you wax poetic about it. Like, oh my God, this is so great. It's like, remember doing that? If they ever went back to that, don't you think we'd all just be pissed?
Yeah, there'd be riots. Yeah.
You'd be like, what the hell? What? I got to wait no. Because now we have phones. And you just have this big line of people like this. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't, Deej. We'd have our glasses. We'd be watching like Fantastic Four 2015, 2007, 2005. Then, just as you get in there, I've seen all of them.
People the lines. We'd pick up our glasses and go, oh crap, the line's gone. The movie
No.
started.
Hey man, you're not thinking creatively enough. I would have found a Labrador somewhere and stood there with the glasses on. They'd have let me in first.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
And still seen plenty of movies.
Oh God. Yeah. It's.
Um,
I don't
but
think
yeah,
they
no.
can go back that way, but they definitely
No,
they
they
got to
won't.
do something about it. And we've talked about that a million times too. Is the trailers? It is. I love the trailers. There were some good ones.
Well, you had the Avatar Fire and Ash trailer, of course, which unusually hadn't leaked online properly until it had seen it on the big screen. So that was quite cool.
So I
But it does
started.
have a. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. It does have a
No,
what?
I did. I have to say though, having seen it, funny enough, literally IMDb's open here and it's on a picture of the Fire and Ash trailer. I felt, and it was nice seeing a trailer on the big screen for the first time. That hasn't happened to me for donkey's years.
Yeah.
So that was nice. However, I have to say, and I really like Avatar 1. I really like, Avatar: The Way of Water. Really like them. This trailer to me felt a bit seen it, been there, done that.
That's what I was interrupting to say.
I was.
I'm like, I saw the trailer. I was like, no. I'm just like, it's. I don't want to say it's all. I'm gonna see it, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like I remember getting to the theater last week and being like, what was the movie Steve said is being debuted here? And then I saw the Tron Ares, and I was like, oh, is it that one? I'm like, because that looks fantastic. I was like, oh, wow. And then I was like, oh, is it Predator Badlands? Because, oh, my God, that looks fantastic. I hadn't seen those two yet. And I'm like, those are fantastic. Those must have been it. And then the trailers end, and then they do the whole thing, the presentation, the movie's about to start. And then there was the one more trailer for Avatar, right? And I'm like, then that played, and I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I was like, when's it come? Oh, December. Okay, I got time. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm done with it. There's no excitement though. I feel the exact same way. I was like, I'm not excited about it at all. Maybe it's because it's like, all right, are we going looking at another 3 hours of creatures running around in some far off planet and be like, all right, I don't know. I don't know. I just doesn't seem like I'm not. It was
a bit of an underwhelming trailer, I would say, bearing in mind how close it is to release. And I mean, it was a bit odd because it starts with, I mean, it's online now anyway, so everyone would have seen it if you're interested. And it's only a trailer, so I think we can spoil the trailer, I hope. Again, it starts off with a bit of water. Okay, well, we've had that. Starts off with a bit of jungle. We've had that. A bit of Colonel Quaritch. Well, we've seen that as a Na'vi. Yeah, we've seen that. And then, I mean, okay, you get a little bit of the wind tribe, the floaty things, but that's all very quickly. And then a little bit of some fighty stuff. And it's like all of that we've seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was distinctly underwhelmed. And I happen to really like the Avatar movies, and this was very underwhelming. And I showed it, funny enough, I showed it at home when it came online. I showed it home to someone here who famously says he doesn't like movies anymore. And yet I showed him the trailer and he was like, oh, when's that out? And does want to see it, but still was not, I mean, I thought he was going to hit the roof, with excitement, but really didn't. I hope there's another one coming soon, another trailer that gives a bit more, excitement, shows us something new. Because it also feels very much like yesterday. I mean, bear in mind, the first one was 2007. This one is then, Way of Water was 2022. So again, you're like, so you got to bring something new to the table. Otherwise,
what's sad is the first one. I remember I saw it in Framingham at a huge IMAX theater, and I remember I had to step out and take a phone call for the land that we were buying down the street. So I was like, that's how long ago I started this whole stupid ass project. And I'm like, what the hell? Right. And I was like, all right, there we go. But that's not the land down the street. That was the first piece of land we had over in another town over. So I remember I had to step out and talk to the lawyers about some stuff. And but damn lawyers. But yeah, do you think the other part of it is the whole Avatar thing is like its biggest claim to fame was the 3D. being revolutionary. The first one was so revolutionary and being like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I remember saying on the show, I'm like, the second one, we're like, I think I had downplayed. I wasn't as excited for it, but I was like, there's gonna be, Cameron, he's got to be doing something technology based that's gonna blow us away. And there was nothing. It was just another Avatar.
The water effects were quite clever, and
they were nice. But it was kind of like going from SD to HD. That was awesome. Going from HD to 4K, not as big a deal. That's kind of the way the Avatar movies were. And it's like with this one, now I'm like, what are you just giving me? Like 6K? I don't know. It's not a big deal. It's like just another one.
It definitely felt, being there, seen it, and again, as I said, I really liking the other two. But yeah, I don't know. It's a concern. And after this, so I understand, and I didn't know, after this one, the next one's not till 2029 and 2030.
Oh, there's two more coming back to back.
There's two more coming. They'll be back to back, but not for another 3 years. So you're like, well, what are you going to give us that's going to keep us interested for that length of time? It's odd. I mean, look at Cameron, we trust. I mean, the guy, he knows a thing or two about, Terminators. So in him we trust. But it does seem, for the first time, a little bit, I've seen this, and so do I need to see it again? So we'll see. But who knows? Who knows? Hopefully, there's a better trailer coming.
Yeah, exactly. But and now you're telling me 2029 and 2030. And I'm starting to look at stuff like I'll be 59 and 60 years old. I was like, at what age do I start going, I might not make it to that one?
Well, Kevin Smith keeps saying it. He keeps saying, I've just got to stay alive long enough to see this. I've just got to stay alive long enough to see that.
Yeah. It's exactly. It's like, I mean, I guess that's the part I've gotten to in my life. I'm like, I remember I was like, I just want to be old enough to have kids. I want to be old enough to see, I want to live long enough to see my kids grow up. I want to be old enough to, whatever. And now I'm like, yeah, I really want to live to see that movie.
Steve Hatt says, I'm already there. 2029. Yikes.
I know.
All right. Talking of which, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Then we better do that.
Yeah, let's hit the chat.
So Paul Hurt was first in on this, but I understand there's been a reset.
Another
so I think
one.
Mikey might have been first in. Yeah, I think he may have been. But anyway, hey Paul, how you doing, buddy? Dom's in. Bonsoir, Dom. I think Dom might be on holiday. Is what I think he is. He and I had some DMs, and I think he's on holiday, but still checked in. So said, see you later. Captain AC3 is in. Hey, Captain. He said, if I don't get some Peacemaker action from Steve, I won't be a happy Cappy. And when I read that, I thought, what, the DC one? I mean, that's really old. But then I realized he meant the George Clooney, Nicole Kidman thing, which I haven't got round to. Sorry, Captain. Too busy trying to watch Shinners. But never mind. Steve At's in. Hey, Steve. Mikey's in. Hey, Mikey. John Mensor, as we mentioned, is in. Jordan's in. Hey, Jordan. Nelson's in. Old School Kung Fu Films is back. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. We've got Nelson saying, hey, Steve, I watched Death of a Unicorn. It was nuts, but in a good way.
Yeah.
So fair play. And I know I do believe, who else was it that said about it as well? Is it Steve? Captain 83 saw it as well and loved it too. So yeah, good man. I mean, it's a great film. Everyone needs to see that. They really do.
A lot of fun.
Okay, so we've also then got Rach is in. Hey, Rach. And we've got Joe Kluznik, as we mentioned. Joe's in, Beth's in, TSG's in, local boy, who had a similar issue to me, I suspect, at the same cinema on Friday, although I saw it Thursday. I couldn't wait, TSG. And Revolu Sound's in. Hey, bonsoir, Revolu Sound. Good to see you from France, it says. So yeah, well, I think I've done that right. Fred's in. Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
And I think I saw another couple as well. Oh yeah, Eric Ridgely's in. Hey, Eric. He says, sorry, running
Eric.
a bit late. That's okay, Eric. You're on time as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
All good. So yeah, gang's all here, present and correct.
Nice.
And lots of good stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of the chat, we were talking before on the show, before the show, you and I were talking, there's a whole like top fans thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Steve and I are not familiar with this. I just happened to stumble across it today. I saw it, and it's like, I just pulled it up again. You have to go to the YouTube page. We don't see anything here on StreamYard, but it goes. I don't know how you get points, but you get points. The top 3 get a little purple crown, and 3, 2, 1. But it goes all the way down to 17. With 17 to 13 have 25 XP. I don't know, extra points or whatever, but yeah, 17 is LD, 877, 50, whatever. At Mensor's 16, JSK, MJ, whatever is at 15. Darth Brockstar is at 14. Old School Kung Fu is at 13. At Fred is at 12. Yeah, 50, 12, at Fred. Nelson Albino, Revolu Sound. Rachel's at 9 with 75. Jordan Carpenter's at 8 with 75. TSG is at 75. And Steve George cranking it at 6 at 75.
Oh, yeah.
Then you get into the top 5, and you have at Mikey Schramm with 100 points. Dom is coming in with 125 at 4. And then the top 3 are Steve Att with 125. Paul Hurt has got 200. And Captain AC3, they're now tied at 200. So I don't know how they do a tiebreaker there, the 201, but I don't even know what that means. Death. Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, but it's pretty cool.
Steve says, I think the more you chat, the higher the XP goes. But then what do you do with the XP? It's like, what does that mean? Is it just like a score? Do you trade it in?
End of can you trade it in for a little cheap toys?
Yeah, man.
Like skee ball.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I really don't encourage people.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just your score.
I know.
Does it reset?
If you get to 75,000 points, you get a T-shirt.
Like, with nothing on it. It's just a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's just a
150,000. We'll think about putting something on it.
Yeah, in pen. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just handwritten. Yeah,
just
crudely drawn.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was and what it's meant to do, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
TSG says it resets every stream. Oh, there you go. Okay. Wow.
Oh, all right. All right. So we'll have to check at the end of the show who's number 1. Let me see if I hit refresh if it does anything. Nope, I gotta hit pause. There we go.
And TSG did say he saw it on Thursday at 9:30. TSG, if you saw it up at Cribs, I was coming out as you were going in.
Yeah.
You might have seen me in the car park trying to record a trailer.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
This week's episode, which was not good. And I had to give up. It was not good. I had a clever TikTok style idea of doing a little trailer. All 3 of us were going to record.
3 of us were going to do it.
Reaction, and the reaction was it was good.
Yeah, it's I should put that out. Let me. You know what I'll do is I will do it out in the green room, and I'll put it out in the green room and be like, here, go see this, and you can see our attempt at And that's why I said, I told you before, Sean, we have no secrets here, but I was like, you and John did yours, and you can tell you guys haven't done a podcast by yourself. It's basically, because I used to be the same way, but I was at home and doing them and then be like, all right, that ain't right. You got to do it right. Get a little more oomph.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just embarrassing trying to do one of these. I wasn't about to do it in the foyer because you'd look a complete idiot.
Right.
And then I thought, right, well, I'll do it in the car. It'll be great. And then there's people all walking right past the window as I'm trying to record this thing. And I'm just thinking, I look like a complete idiot. So I was just like, right, okay. Can't get too flamboyant.
Yeah. Why not? The more the better, because then you got people walking by going, who is that?
Yeah, I think we need him arrested. He's having some sort of episode.
Yeah, exactly.
TSG said it was Cribs, right? Well, we were there at the same time. TSG was coming out as you were going in.
Nice. There you go.
I should have been walking down the queue on the way out saying, can't believe Vader's his dad. Isn't that what happened in The Simpsons?
Yeah.
There we go.
I did that in Rocky 3. Coming out of Rocky 3, I remember saying, I'm like, I can't believe he lost.
To the queue outside, everyone's going, no. It.
That's what made Rocky so good. The original.
Yeah. It wasn't all.
He lost?
It didn't all work out. Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, wait, what? He lost? The hero of the movie lost? That's not cool. So,
but to go back to the queuing thing very briefly, I mean, one of the best theatrical experiences I had was for Jurassic Park in '93, where I think I said to you before, super quick, just for those that may not have heard it, but we got to there at that time. The theaters in the city that I live near to now in Bristol, you'd have theaters would only show certain movies from certain studios. So like Universal movies were always in this one theater, and then the Fox movies were always in another theater. And so this one, of course, Universal was Jurassic Park, and I got there with my then girlfriend, and we were there. It was showing 5 minutes after the Royal Premiere in London. So the Royal Premiere in London started at 8. And then our one started at 8:05 in the evening. And we were there at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Because I said to my girlfriend, we've got to get there. I want to be, I want to see this. I want to make sure I get my seat.
Get a good seat.
And we queued for that entire time. And they sent down journalists from the local paper who came down and interviewed us. And so officially I'm the first person in the city to have seen Jurassic Park. But what made it so good, I mean, that waiting was not fun. But what made it so good was about an hour and a half before it began, they started to play the soundtrack. And of course, as we've talked about, I absolutely love the Jurassic Park theme. And that was the first time I'd heard it. And so it was playing in the foyer, and it was just such a nice theme and set the mood so well that by the time the movie came around, it was just like, oh, we're ready for this. It was great. So, yeah, but I don't really miss those days. Someone with no patience like me, it's quite nice being able to just go in and there's your seat and you sit down and away you go. So I don't really miss those days, but I get that there is something lost in the pre-booked seating. I get that, but I'd quite like to.
And the real fan. It's that having the midnight show was a big deal because it was like those were the real fans. There was literally the first time you could see the movie. It had to be at midnight, 12:01 back then, and it was like, all right. And that you didn't. I mean, now you're doing it at 2 p.m. and I'm like, okay, it's hot out. I'll go to the AC. What's playing? It's like, I mean, who goes to the movies and goes, I don't care what's playing. I just need to see something at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Just let
Those
me
days
in.
are gone.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah, Rach says you have no patience. Rach, famously, I have zero, none.
Yeah.
And in every aspect of my life. I mean, there's a reason I've got a portable gaming device because I've got to keep my brain occupied. There's a reason I've got the glasses. It's because if I'm sat for more than about 5 minutes and I've not got anything to do, I start becoming extremely impatient, very irritable.
Starts doing.
And anyone at court locally will tell you that because they know to get me on first with my clients because otherwise I start getting very, very challenging.
Yeah, not good.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Do you want to start with, I was thinking this one here. I just pull up.
Oh, I do indeed.
You want to open with that?
I do. I do.
All right. Boy, Steve, excited. All right.
I am. This was unexpected, this one. Yeah. Okay. What a way to start. Deej, you know me so well. Well done, you. Okay. All righty. So this, ladies and gents, boys and girls, is Clown in a Cornfield. Now, full confession, I saw this on a screener. It's not out on physical media yet, although I am counting the minutes until it does drop. So this was as I said, I had a screener and I put it on not really expecting anything from it. I thought this is going to be a schlocky Shudder C movie and it's going to be, just might be absolutely crap. But I'm here to tell you this is well worth seeing for a number of reasons. Yeah, I had an absolute blast with this, way more than I expected. I loved it. And, I don't say that lightly with these kind of movies, but I genuinely love this film. And Deej, you are going to love it too when you get a chance to see it.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly, don't let the title fool you. It's way better than you might think. So the movie it's basically Thanksgiving, but with a clown in a cornfield. It's kind of small town. There's been a bad incident previously, and the town is kind of haunted by this kind of mascot, which is this clown. And so the town sort of celebrates this. And on this one particular year, wouldn't you know it, people start getting bumped off. Okay, so far, every other slasher movie you've ever seen. But what is very clever about this is that this movie knows it's a slasher movie from, yesteryear. And it really does try to do something different. And I'm not going to spoil this because I do not want to do it. But it does something that would normally be reserved for a sequel. But it gives you that in the film itself. And it was a genuine surprise. It's like, oh, they went there, did they? Okay, wow, all right, very cool. But there's also a very fun subplot about generations. So 80s generation versus the kids of today. So the dad with the teenagers, right? And the teenagers think the dad's ancient, and the dad thinks they're all kind of, idiots. And it's a very fun subplot, and it does result in a very amusing incident with a phone that actually made me laugh out loud, almost in spite of myself. And I was watching this particular bit on the glasses, and I genuinely laughed out loud. And when you should see it, you really should, and you'll know that bit when you see it. And I am sure you'll find it very funny as well. And I don't want to spoil it. It's very good, really good. It works as a horror movie. It works as a slasher movie. It works as quite a fun kind of knockabout playing comedy with generations. And it's inventive in the right ways. I loved it. Really, really did. This is a day one purchase. Soon as this hits physical media, praying we get a 4K. But if we only get Blu-ray, that's fine. I'm going to pick it up straight away. I wonder if they might release it come October, so it'll be perfect for your Halloween viewing, Deej.
But it's already on Kaleidescape.
Oh, 4K?
4K SDR. DTS Master Audio 5.1. So it's weird.
Leave it till Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But there is this particular moment with the phone, but also other very inventive moments is very, very funny and very well done. And it's again, I think the title does it a disservice. I think you see a clown in the cornfield.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Again, I mean, who was it in the chat? Was it Captain 83 saying, "Oh, for the love of," and I get that, because that's what you think when you see it. But don't let that title fool you. I think the title itself is a joke, i.e., it's trying to make you think this is derivative dross, but it's really not, and it's way better than it should be. And I absolutely recommend this all day long, and I can't wait to own it, and I'm going to watch it again and again and again. So very good. What does Jordan say about it? I just see Jordan say it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good man. So Jordan says, I saw Clown in the Cornfield, local cinema. Very surprised. Fun and entertaining. Highly recommend. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, it's really, really good. Very pleasant surprise. I'd put this down kind of almost with Annabelle. DJ, in terms of kind of, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And you get stuff that you just were not anticipating at all. I mean, yeah, it really good fun. I can't wait till you've seen it. Shane, if you're listening at some point, give it a go if you haven't already, because I know he likes his horrors, doesn't he? And I think he'll get a kick out of it as well. Put this near the top of your to watch around Halloween list. It's really, really good. Oh, there we go. Jordan says, Steve, the US is getting a physical 4K release. Good. Right. Well, I'll import it then. I mean, again, day one, as soon as it's out, done. Rachel says, where did you see it, Steve? I missed that. It was on a screener, Rachel, I've got a contact that provides me with screeners. But I think it's going to be hitting on Shudder, I think soon, the horror channel, or it's going to be hitting physical, because it's been out a while. It's not new. Really, really good fun. This year's Annabelle, I would say. So yeah, very excited.
When you put the picture in the file, I was like, I know that, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh yeah, it dropped on Kaleidescape. I saw it drop a while ago. I was like you said, I'm like, the title, the poster doesn't do it any justice. You're like, another one. I'm like, another heart, like another rip off of It or whatever. Like, okay, or
or I know what you did last summer, every slasher film you've ever heard of. I mean, Children of the Corn isn't a slasher, but every horror movie you've seen with a clown in it and a cornfield, and you're going to think, oh right, okay, I've seen this, but actually it's way more clever than that. It really is. All I could say is see it.
All right.
I'm sure you'll know the bit when you get to it, and I expect a text. Because I think you're going to be like, oh, brilliant. And in fact, there might even be a little discussion to be had afterwards with Joe and Meg to see whether they would have had the same issue.
Uh-oh.
Right, now they're a little older. They're a little older, in fairness.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see whether they would know what to do. I'm not going to spoil it any more than that. It's
boy.
really fun.
Now I
really
want to see it
funny.
now. I'm like, that's funny.
It's very, very funny. So I absolutely recommend this way more than I thought I would. This is one of those that I sort of slip in and I watch on an evening when I'm just in the mood for something, rubbishy. And often thinking, well, I won't even put it in the show because like who else is going to see me? But then, so no one was more surprised than me when sort of, 10 minutes in, I'm thinking, this is great. And then, had to put it in.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see.
Cool.
All right. Let's see. Do I have a minute here? All right. Let me actually pull this one down. There we go. Boom. Remove. Actually, you know what? I could let me see what else. I only have a couple for this week, but I did watch some stuff. I have
go for it.
Well,
I've got some older stuff to get rid of as well, so we can do that too.
All right, you want to do another one? Some older stuff then?
Yeah, can we go back to one from the 18th of June, Deej?
I don't have them on the file like that.
So that's outrageous. With a bit of what's his face? Oh gosh, I can't think of his name. No, further back than that. It's what's it? Ryan Gosling, front and center. Nope.
Oh,
further back. Keep going. Yeah. They're left.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yes.
There we go.
Yes. Okay.
And this one is another exciting thing to talk about.
I remember. All right, here we go.
Remember. That sounded all a bit Lion King-y there.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so this is one, as I said, I put this in our shared folder on the 18th of June because it's not a very exciting picture, in fairness, because this is once again animated menus. So it's one of those you could put in a number of pictures and then just kind of never really get to it. So this is The Nice Guys, and this is a second sight 4K UHD release with Dolby Atmos. Now, those regular viewers will remember, and older viewers will remember, that I've already reviewed the Blu-ray of this not that long ago, and I didn't realize it was coming out on 4K at that point. But sure enough, Second Sight dropped it, and in a special edition, as it were, all new original camera negative 4K remaster and in Dolby Atmos, as I say. Now, we all love this film, don't we, Deej? You, John, me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've all seen it. We all love it. It's up there with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and it's up there with, some of the best kind of knockabout all-star comedies of recent years. Would that be fair?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So and it is great. Now, I'm very pleased to say when I got this, I was not expecting much from the transfer or the audio, to be honest with you, because I thought, well, it's 2013, I think, this movie, and so it's a newer movie, but because of the nature of the movie, it's a comedy. It's not really a blockbuster. You wouldn't have thought they spent a lot of money on it. And I wasn't really expecting a great deal from this release. I thought it'll be nice to have it in 4K, nice to have it in Atmos, but that's about it. I was wrong. And I wasn't just a bit wrong. I was extremely wrong. And this is one of those movies that I stopped halfway through and put a tweet out saying, wow, this
I remember
is
that, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, Second Sight have done an incredible job with this, both audio and video. This is, for this kind of movie, reference, video and audio. And I wouldn't say that lightly with this kind of movie. It is fantastic. So because of course it's set in the 70s, so everything's very sort of hyper colored anyway. So the colors are beautiful; they leap off the screen. The detail, I mean, you can see a little bit of there. That's an animated menu, but you can see a little bit there of the facial stubble that Ryan Gosling's got. All the schlubby clothing that Russell Crowe wears. The detail levels are off the scale. I mean, it looks absolutely phenomenal. If someone said to me this was shot in 8K, I'd be like, well, that makes perfect sense. It is that sharp. And then the audio on it is just awesome. So there's a party scene. I don't know.
Now, was it Atmos? Did you say?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Dolby
it is?
Atmos.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Kaleidescape doesn't have Atmos. They have the 5.1.
Okay. Oh, so it's DTS HD 5.1 before, on the Blu-ray,
Yeah.
and so, but everything, because of the nature of the movie, was quite front-centered. So it was all. I don't remember a lot of surround activity. I'm sure there was some, but I don't remember a lot. But cue the audio, the Atmos, and it's a totally different thing. You've got the car crash at the beginning, where the car comes right over the screen, and it comes right over there, a bit like the opening of Star Wars. You could hear this thing come over the top. When they go into the party scene, that you feel like you're in this party. The soundstage just opens massively, so the music's all around you. There's all this stuff going on, and this isn't a comedy, a knockabout fun comedy. It's fantastically good. I was really, really pleased with this. This is a must-own release for me. It's absolutely fantastic for this kind of movie. You're not gonna. It's not a Michael Bay movie. There's not loads of explosions and like spaceships and all that sort of stuff. But what you get for this kind of film, this could not look better or sound better, in my opinion. It's fantastic. Now, is it out there, Deej? Do you know? Is it come out? Second Sight are a bit funny with their releases. I don't know if it's out on the. So normally we've got John in the background searching for this, isn't he? He's really good
exactly.
So I don't know if it's out over there, but if it's
I don't think so.
It's worth importing. It's
not in 4K. Yeah, not in 4K.
Okay.
So you pull it up on. It's only out. Oh no, wait a minute. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. 4K. Yeah, no, you're okay. It is out. February 11th. It came out here.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
February 11th. Right. Warner Brothers. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't say it's a second sight.
Okay, so it might not be the second sight edition then.
It's not the second sight. It came out this year, February 11th, 2025.
Okay. Yeah, this one was June here. Yeah.
It's DTS Master Audio 5.1, 4K. It is Dolby Vision HDR10. Kaleidescape has the same one, just doesn't have Dolby Vision. It's 4K HDR10. 5.1.
Well, I don't knowing how expensive everything is, and of course, there's just been a tariff announcement like yesterday, so everything's going to be 15% more expensive when you're bringing it from Europe.
Really?
So something like these will be expensive. I mean, you're not going to get this cheaply imported to the US, but this is one of those rare occasions where I would say, actually, you know what? It's worth doing. If you like this movie, this is the way to see it. It's really good. And I absolutely loved it. I loved how it looked and sounded, and it then just elevates the movie even more, which is already great. I mean, Gosling's an absolute legend in this film. I mean, he's never been funnier than he is in this. When he finds the dead body and he can't talk, it's just very, very funny.
He is really good at
he's a versatile actor, isn't he?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's just hit the sarcasm. That's what I love, So let's see. Jordan's saying, what does he say? What's Jordan saying about Second Sight? So Jordan's saying the Second Sight 4K release of The Nice Guys is a must own. It's worth knowing the US 4K disc release does not contain the same 4K transfer and is actually inferior to the Second Sight release. All right. Well, that's Jordan's opinion.
Hey, it's all opinion.
It's all opinion. It is.
But I would say it is a must own. I mean, it's very, very good. But Gosling, I think, is probably one of the most underrated, versatile actors out there. I mean, you look at Drive and how good he is in Drive. Serious, straight down the middle kind of drama. And then look at him in I forgot what the blooming dancing one is that he did. And then then you look at The Fall Guy, and then you look at this, and the guy can do just about anything. He's very, very good indeed. So, but this film in this format, this particular release is exceptional. And I'd say I've been desperate to tell you all about it since, but of course we've done loads since then.
Yeah, I think you did tell me about it because I know I already have it on Kaleidescape. I don't know if I had it before you told me about it, but I just know I have it because I mean it is a great movie, anyways. But cool. Now I'm like, do I try to track down the Second Sight and compare it to what I got?
I think you'd be very pleasantly surprised, but it's not going to be cheap, Deej.
But for this movie, though, do you think that's worth it? You know what I mean? It's not like you said, it's not like we're talking Armageddon here or something like an action film, and is it like, is a comedy enhanced that much by,
a period
the Atmos track of, if it's even that much, I mean, we don't get super nitty gritty about the codecs here, but But yeah, is it that much of a difference? Is it going to be? I don't know. I mean, it would be an interesting A/B. What would you A/B? Like, oh my God, that joke nailed it in Atmos.
True. Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like, oh my God, the way he
I'll tell you what.
spoke.
What you'd A/B would be the party scene right from the beginning, because that actually does have.
Oh no,
action
I'm
effects
joking.
in
Like you
that.
said, the car going over and stuff like that. But there are scenes.
Yeah, again, I would say it's worth importing it, but like I said, having said that, I know it won't be cheap.
Yeah.
And so that's the kicker. But for such a fun movie to have it look like this, it was a real eye opener. I did not expect this at all. It was great. Jordan saying, the transfer on this was approved by Shane Black, who of course directed this and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, of course. But it's so good. It really is good. And I suppose a comedy set now, and I watched, unfortunately for me, Happy Gilmore 2 this week, which isn't in the show notes for a good reason. One, great. Two, not. So where it's a comedy set in a contemporary times, I think perhaps the scope for kind of quality is a bit different. But because this is set in the 70s with all the heightened colors and everything else, as I said, there is more scope for better detail, better color, reproduction, all that kind of stuff. So when you get a good version of it, you can really see the difference. Do I take it from that you've seen Happy Gilmore 2, Deej?
Can we? Geez,
No.
you're stepping
Did I jump ahead?
over it
I
here.
apologize. I apologize.
I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? This.
Well,
we rehearsed this. We went over this in rehearsal. I mean, come on, people.
Okay, well, there you go. Coming soon. It's a trailer. There it is already. Oh.
There you go. So, yes. I did take in Happy Gilmore 2 this week. I didn't take it in the theater, watched it on regular TV. And I would like to say that, wow, on a, 85, I think it was 85-inch TV, that very detailed.
Yes.
I actually went back and watched Happy Gilmore and on the same set. And I was like, very interesting. It's even Happy Gilmore, I was like, it looks, I haven't seen Happy Gilmore in so long. Never watched either of these in my theater. And I was like, wait a minute. It's like, I mean, even like Happy Gilmore, the detail that you see in him and in the Bruins jersey, all of that stuff. I was like, where's this been? So I kind of want to go back and watch it in the theater. But Happy Gilmore 2, I actually have fun with it. I laughed. I thought it was funny. I mean, it's ridiculous, the entire thing. But very like bad acting and all of that. It's just, it's just one cameo after another. But I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's horrible. Don't get me wrong. It is just like, all right, we're just going to get together. We're going to make this movie for Netflix. And here you go. And that's what it is. But I actually watched Happy Gilmore 2, went back and watched Happy Gilmore right away. Wow. The age difference. It's like, he doesn't even sound like Adam Sandler when you go backwards. Yeah. It's like, I'm like, is that his voice? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like how young he was.
I got up early on Saturday morning and I knew this had come out, and I really like Happy Gilmore, but like you, I haven't seen it for a long time. And the last time I saw it was on DVD. So that's how long ago it was. And I watched Happy Gilmore on the glasses and was very impressed with how it looked. I have to say, I thought, wow, this is really colorful and detailed and it's all good. And then I got interrupted. Again, on call, as I said. So I watched the last about 20-25 minutes.
Ring.
Yeah. For God's sake, please, someone ring. And it got about 25 minutes towards the end of Happy Gilmore 1. And I thought, and someone else came wandering in, and I thought, well, you know what? I'll put this on, because this is the other thing. I remember Happy Gilmore 1, I thought was quite risque, and I remember it being, quite sweary and all that stuff. But I realize I've just confused it with all the other Adam Sandler movies, because it's actually quite chaste and quite, quite family friendly, really.
Yeah.
So I watched the last 20 minutes or so with this other person who came wandering in, and that person quite enjoyed it and was laughing and, and seemed to be enjoying it. So I then thought, right, here's my opportunity. Let's go straight into Happy Gilmore 2. So one, now this was on a 50-inch TV, front room, but Dolby Vision, all this stuff, on it goes, and it's very colorful and very detailed. But boy, oh boy, the movie, compared to the first one, which I love, I thought this was, at times, it's not without some enjoyment. I mean, there are some, good bits in it. But generally, just the longer it went on, the worse it got for me. And by the time we get to our kind of what's that ending, I was just thinking, wow, this isn't just jump the shark. It's jump the shark, come back, eaten the shark, and then kind of, pooped it out and recreated the shark and jumped it all over again. Because it just was like, where's this come from? It goes just off the deep end. And yes, I do want, but having said that, of course, a lot of the cameos I wouldn't get because a load of them are American sports stars that I wouldn't know. So some of them lost there.
I didn't get some of them either. And it's like, I was actually, I started watching it. I was at Larissa's house watching the girls. She comes home. We're watching it. She knew more of the cameos than I did.
Oh,
she was like, "Oh, that's such and such." I'm like, "Okay." It's like, because she's far younger, so I'm like, "Okay, whatever, right?" But I thought it was the one thing that was funny. She said, "She goes, yeah, but that stupid golf league." She actually really liked it too, like me. She goes, "That golf league." I go, "No, I think it's a whole spoof on the whole live golf thing." The Saudi Golf League or whatever. And they were doing the exact same thing, trying to take people in. Like, here, we'll give you $200 million just to be in our league. That was real. And so I felt like I got that part of it. I was like, hey, that's kind of like real world, but on a ridiculous level. And then the whole, I actually thought there was some fun in it with even like the hip thing and that they were doing like the PEDs and the advantages, because I'll tell you right now, working with USA Hockey and stuff, that all that stuff's real. That's like real. They know, like pro athlete, they're going to know who's going to be a pro athlete and who isn't, even when they're little kids, just by their body structure. It's ridiculous, Ask my son Joe, who's a goalie, who's probably going to need new hips by the time he's 35. Because he's not designed the right way.
Well, I just felt that it became Looney Tunes by the end, and it kind of, and I'm looking forward to the Acme movie next year that we're now going to get. I'm looking forward to that. But there's just, I don't know, the first one with went far was certainly, a farce and bizarre and silly, but way more enjoyable and grounded than this. This just felt like, well, we've got, $100 million. What do we do? Well, we only need about 75. Well, okay, well, let's just blow the other 25 on just complete nonsense. It's just very overstuffed and unnecessary. TSG is just saying, I wanted to like it, but it sucked. Felt like a cash grab. I suspect Waterboy 2 will be next. As long as it's not Little Nicky 2. Let's have the Wedding Singer 2. No problem.
Well, it is a cash grab. They're all cash grabs. It's like, that's one of the funniest things. That term cash grab is like, they're not doing this as for charity. It's all cash
altruistic
grabs.
Reasons.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, we'll put this out and people will watch it because it's Adam Sandler, it's Happy Gilmore 2, and it is what it is. It's like, I wasn't expecting much going in. And it's in the sponsorships though. That was kind of fun. I'm like, did the Boston Bruins pay big bucks to get, every scene he had something on, right? And then, but you had that in the first one with Subway, they did the whole, it was all like, they didn't like, do product placement. They just leaned into it and did a commercial for Subway in the movie. Right. And it's like, so I thought it was fun. It's fun. It's fun.
It does. Like I said, it looks fantastic. It really does look colorful, like no one's business, But I won't ever see it again. As much as I like the first one, and I would buy the first one on 4K disc if they released it over here. I think it's out over there. I would buy that because I do genuinely enjoy that film. I like its anarchic sense of humor. It's good fun.
It's well grounded where you can beat up Bob Barker.
Well, he did. He trained with Chuck Norris. He's actually a karate black
belt.
Did he? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
IMDb. That's what they say. But he trained. He was a fighter. So
okay.
it's like, so actually that was kind of the joke of it. Actually, he can fight.
Yeah.
Oh, and
jeez.
he only took the role because he could win.
Yeah.
According to IMDb, he's like, well, as long as I win the fight. But I like the first one. I buy that. But this one I won't see again. I mean, this
the
one
first
is
one's a
one and
classic. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. And again, East Coast sense of humor, which again is cool and is what's so much fun about it.
Yep. Yeah. So
But there we go.
all right. Cool. All righty. Let's see. What do we want to hit up next here?
All right, go for it. Take a pick.
All right. You want to get to this one?
Yeah, come on. We've got to do it at some point.
We share this one. We gotta do it at some point. That's not a good sign.
Well,
that's not good. Oh boy.
I think you might like this more than me.
Speaking of East Coast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boston.
Yeah. Boston. So we're talking what year was this one?
94, was it?
Was it 94?
Yeah, so I'll check on the new IMDb.
So yeah. Oh my god.
94. Mm-hmm.
Tommy Lee Jones, Jeff Bridges, Tommy Lee Jones, Blown Away. From 1994. I had the laser. I meant to get the laser disc out and have it here. It's
Paul Hurt will have it.
Yeah, I'm sure. It probably has it right. It's probably ready with it right now. But it is out on 4K on disc. I think we talked about it last week, but I got it before the disc could come in. I bought it on Kaleidescape in HD, DTS Master Audio. They both have the same, or appears to me, the same DTS Master Audio 5.1. But yeah, it's so like I was telling you guys about it last week before the show. I don't know why it just popped into my head. Like
accents.
Oh, accents. Yeah, that's what we were talking about before the show. And I was saying, oh my God. And I'd forgotten about this movie. So I mentioned it to you guys and neither of you had even heard of it.
Nope.
And John had never heard of it or didn't remember it anyways. So I was like, oh my God, I loved that movie. Cause I remember when it was filmed here, it was a big deal. It was in the news, cause that like if you go, there's a big explosion at the end of the movie, spoilers. And it was in the news and it's all in IMDb too, that it did shatter windows in Boston because, it was such a big explosion they did. But then, it was fun. It was a blast to watch. I mean, because it's all filmed in Boston.
Unintended.
Yeah, exactly. Unintended, not intended. Yeah, I didn't even realize what I said. I never realize what I'm saying. I go back and listen to the show and go, how was I? Who am I? So I should introduce myself every week so I know who I am. We have a new listener to the show, me.
Thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a shot. Like, wow, you guys are boring. Take a while to get to the point. And these are old movies.
Yeah.
Any of other greatest hits?
Started watching in 94 and just thought I'd tell you about it now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's I can't say it's a textbook movie. It's got a little bit of originality to it. But I'll let Steve go, but I really enjoyed it because it all took place in Boston. All the backdrops, it's all filmed in Boston.
Yeah.
There's some chase scenes and you're like, oh my God, they're going down that street. There's some explosions that you're like, oh, was that really, it's at the shipyard. It's this, that, and the other thing. A lot of fun as somebody that was, born and raised in Boston.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good home theater experience. I thought the explosions were good. I thought the 4K is definitely worth the upgrade. I actually watched this movie basically 2.5 times because I went through the 4K and the HD and then the HD on Kaleidescape, the 4K disc, but I also watched it on streaming to give you guys a heads up. What did I say? It was like a +4 dB. Would get you a good experience. But the difference was, and I don't know, I mean, you could talk about what you thought. I don't know if you listened to it. Oh, you did it on the glasses, right?
I did. Yeah. And in spatial audio. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you did the +4 dB, everything gets raised. And it definitely on the stream, it is compressed because everything got louder and it got harder to understand the dialogue in some of the scenes, some of the action scenes, because everything in the background was being raised as well. So where everything is compressed like that, it was really evident because when you didn't have the same dynamics as you do on either the disc or on Kaleidescape. So when they would be saying lines during something going on in the background or something, it was very clear, crystal clear on disc and on Kaleidescape. But the stream, it was like everything was raised. So there was supposed to be some subtle noises in the background that were now louder, stuff like that. But either way, even the stream though, if you don't have that to compare, you're really not going to be like, oh my God, I got to get this. If you find a way, was it free? On Amazon?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
I forget. I couldn't remember if I had to buy it or not. Okay, it's free on Prime.
On Prime. Yeah.
So from there, free on Prime. I will let Steve take it from there.
Well, I'll start by saying I'm glad it was free on Prime. So I don't ever remember hearing about this movie, and it was in '94, so it was time when I was back from Spain, or at least coming back from Spain, so I would have heard about it, I would have thought, but I have no recollection of this at all, and so this was my first time seeing it. I definitely hadn't seen it before, and yeah, I watched it on the glasses because I had to watch it in several sittings and on the move, and it was, again, it's been a busy week. So I mean, it is very 90s. I mean, this is about a slice of the 90s in terms of its thriller, accoutrement, as just about any other, movie of that era. I mean, it is, and it's interesting. Apparently, Jeff Bridges turned down Speed to do this, and of course, it's the same bloody film, just without a bus,
right?
So which was interesting. So, but it's very, very, it's just 90s all over, and I think the more I watched it, the more clear that became. Now, again, those that listen, I know DJ. Obviously, I spent 3 months in Boston in '98, and I have been back to Boston a number of times since. Like to think I know it fairly well, and so that was an attraction for me as well, because I love all the scenery, same reasons you do. I don't know it as well as you, of course, but I recognize the areas and everything else. But I have to say, I think had it not been for the fact we talked about it last week, had it not been for the fact that I knew we were going to talk about it this week, I probably wouldn't have finished it. I probably would have just given up about halfway through. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones in this. And again, I keep going back to when I see these roles where he just goes crazy. And then I try and square that with him being a really miserable so-and-so in real life, famously a miserable so-and-so in real life, allegedly, but also definitely, because, a friend of mine, one of the editors of Empire magazine, famous, always talks about what a miserable bloke he is. And no one wants to interview him because he just does not engage, just one-word answers. What was it like to film it? Good. Okay, what part did you enjoy the most? The first bit, that kind of person, very sullen. And also I then square that with Batman and Robin, which we talked about a couple of months or so ago, where he famously said to Jim Carrey when they met in a restaurant, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery." Now, I square that with this kind of role, and I just think, what? Like, I can't quite get my head around it. So he is, in my view, my opinion, dreadful in this. I mean, awful.
I thought he was great, and I sent you this picture. I'm like, he's such a good psycho. Because I think of him in this, and I also think of Under Siege. Right?
You see, Under Siege, I like him in Under Siege.
Yeah.
He kind of just about keeps hold of it for most of Under Siege. But this one, he's just bonkers. I mean, the opening kind of Gaelic talk just reminded me of Team America. The way he talks, he just keeps going, and that's what he says. Yeah. And so it reminded me of Team America when they're supposed to be talking, in various languages, and they just say "Durka, Durka, Durka." That's kind of what he was doing with this, and it just was just like, oh god. So it didn't start well, and then of course we then get old Jeff, and of course Lloyd Bridges talking like they're best Irish. Top
oh my god,
to your throat. It's just what. And then, of course, the only thing worse than that, then we get Jeff Bridges, who occasionally remembers he's supposed to be from Boston, then forgets he's supposed to be from Boston, then remembers he's supposed to be from Boston, and his accent sort of comes and goes through the movie.
Well, I understood, because it was like he was trying to hide his Irish accent, right?
Yeah,
so he's trying to mix the two. So that was like, that's why I said, I go, wait till you hear the accents in this, because he's actually trying to screw it up a little bit to bring like, okay, he's doing this. But I didn't mind that. But accents don't bother me. But I knew I knew it would go right through you. Tommy Lee Jones, Jeff Bridges. Lloyd. My God.
So the accents were an issue, and I did think the story was very trite. I struggled with, how does Tommy Lee Jones know this stuff? He's like, he just somehow can float through walls, and he can just turn up anywhere, and he can think 3 steps ahead. And I found it exhausting in the wrong way. I'm sure John. Well, I'll be curious to see what John makes of it when he does see it.
Yeah.
Because talk about, okay, so how did he just turn up there, and when did he rent that apartment, and how did he get into there?
Here we go. But see, here's the other thing is, I was thinking the same thing, but you're using today's brains.
No,
back then there was no DNA testing. There was once you disappeared, there was no finding you back then.
Yeah, but then how does he track the girlfriend and the daughter? How does he know where they'll be? How does he just turn up there? How is he there 1 minute and the next minute he's somewhere else? How does he know where they all live? And again, as we've said before, DJ, if I'm concentrating on that, it's because I'm not interested in the drama. I've given up on the drama. Right. I'm now thinking about so many other things that this, for whatever reason, it's just not working for me. And so once you it's like the dark side. Once you start down that path, forever will it dominate your destiny. And that's kind of what it was doing with this. And I couldn't get back then on board with it. And the longer it went on, the more kind of I'm like, right now I'm getting to the point where I'm vaguely irritated by it. And so like I said, I don't think I'd have finished it if it hadn't been for the show. I did finish it, I swear. Promise, I won't swear. You know what I mean? I did finish it, but I would never see it again. I don't think I wouldn't buy it. And I'm very glad it was free on Prime, because then I didn't have to pay for it any extra anyway. But yeah, you're right. It does look good, even in 1080p on the glasses. It sounded good through spatial audio. There's bass to it. When these explosions go, you could feel it. There's heft to the bass. Even on the 1080p stream, and it's only 5.1 audio. But so it does look okay, and it does sound good. Just for me, it's the story and the way it was put together just really was not for me, compared to the other 90s thrillers that everybody's talking about in the chat. Under Siege, Absolute Speed. Oh yes. All those kind of those 90s, Point Break, movies like that, things like that. I love those movies, but this is painfully 90s in the wrong way for me.
See, I actually thought the story on this was like slightly better than Speed's story. Speed is the better movie.
Oh yeah,
but I think the story in Blown Away it's just a more compelling story, because it's Speed is like, all right. It's all encompassed, like similar. It's a Die Hard on a bus, right? Mm-hmm, this isn't Die Hard.
No, it's not.
This is a revenge film, right? It's completely different. Whereas Speed's a revenge film too, but it's not. They don't know each other. It's just that's what they're doing. The guy's just psycho and he wants to do that. So it's Die Hard on a bus, But this one here, it's different. And I did see in IMDb, this was slated to come out in like January of '94. And they actually held it back for the summer release because they were that confident in it. I don't know what ended up happening. I don't know how it ended up doing. I didn't read that far, but but yeah, this was back when I was just buying Laserdiscs of action movies. And I was like, I did see it in the theater because it was a Boston movie, but I couldn't wait to get it. But exactly,
so,
PF. Yep, exactly. That's the point. Wait till I break out Green Lantern.
It's not that bad. Marty Campbell movie. So PF says DJ carrying the bright side torch. The last 2 movies, love it.
Yeah.
Brackets though, I might say side with Steve more on them. Love the positivity.
Yeah.
No, yeah. See, I mean, the other thing with this, whilst I think about it, DJ, I'm going to be careful kind of what I say, because politically. And I don't mean politically as in modern sensibility.
So how many years were you on the show for? It was 3. You made it.
Yeah, no, how long did I get? Yeah, I got cancelled.
That was nice.
So a couple of things.
Good run, Steve.
Yeah, I did my best. Regrets, I have had a few, but then again. So the other thing was the IRA in the Troubles in the 70s. They did not, by the way, have sophisticated devices. They were bargain basement, very low rent. Explosive material. They were not clever bombs that they made, and so that's that was also very silly. They were not clever. That's not controversial. That's just the reality of it. And a lot of them hurt themselves because of it. That's one. The other thing is, I also thought that the politics of the two main characters in this, I also found a bit tricky. And again, that may be a British sensibility. And I accept that, but this idea of, well, I was a good freedom fighter. I was the good guy of the IRA. I wasn't the bad guy. And as a Brit watching this, knowing obviously, no, I didn't live through the Troubles. Of course I didn't. I wasn't born till 74, and then I lived in New Zealand till 84. So we didn't live through the Troubles, and I'm not going to pretend that I did. I.e. on the mainland here. But that is a bit icky from a British sensibility, because they would, the IRA from a British sensibility, and again, I'm choosing my words carefully, were not, as far as a British person's concerned, freedom fighters. They weren't we're only going to do, we're the good guys. They were indiscriminate killers. And
isn't that what they were saying in the movie too?
Well, yeah, but they present Jeff Bridges as being the good guy. He was the way he said it is, they were bad guys, but he didn't know what he was getting into. He was the line in the movie was like, I was literally pulled off the playground and taught how to do this stuff. I thought I was doing good. Right. So he was like brainwashed into thinking. And then when he realized what was going on, that he got out, and that's your basis of your movie and why he's in Boston. Yeah. I took it that he, the only reason it went wrong is because the bomb went off too soon, and it was done.
No, he made it go off. He made it. He made it go off. It wasn't supposed to go off, and he stopped it before it could kill too many people. That was you didn't know that part of the story. That was the whole thing. So
he still killed lots of people. It was still he still detonated it, but it was just
no. It went off and it killed their friends. Their friends were bringing it, the people they were working with, right? They were supposed to bring it to the crowd and kill hundreds of people. But they got in, him and Tommy Lee Jones supposedly got in a fight, and the detonator, whatever, it went off. He didn't do it on purpose, but the detonator went off, and all of their, quote, colleagues, including his girlfriend/wife or whatever, got killed instead of the people they were trying to kill. Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones got captured. Everybody else was dead, and Jeff Bridges took off and has been in hiding in the United States ever since. So, and that's why, like, when he asked in the movie, did you ever kill anybody? He's like, no, because he didn't. He didn't set the bomb, but he stopped them from setting the bomb off in the crowd. You see what I mean? So it's like, that's where they kind of couch it to your point. Like, he isn't the bad guy. He was just brainwashed, and when he figured out what he was doing, he got out of there. Actually took out his friends in the process.
It's a little uncomfortable, but that's not, in fact, that's not the main issue with the film that I've got, the problem that I've got with it.
No, it's just a bad movie.
Yeah, well, that's it. Not to put too fine a point on it. But I'm looking forward to see what John makes of it, because John's always in the middle, so it'll be interesting to see kind of what he thinks of it if he's seen it. I hope he has. And he's got an extra week now to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm glad you brought it up, because it's a movie that people obviously know, people have seen, and I hadn't. So I am glad I've seen it, even if I'm not going to see it again, because it is a movie that's interesting to talk about. So it was a cool one to bring up, and a rare example, by the way, Deej, of homework. See this for next week. Yeah, we don't normally do that. You
didn't have to. I think it was more just intriguing because you hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, well, it was enjoyable to do. I mean, it was fun. So it was, it was well worth bringing up. And again, I think I'm in the minority. Most people here really like it. So, again, one likes to be an individual.
Yeah, the disc is, I think it's a Kino Lorber disc. In 4K.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it'll be good, because they're all, all of theirs are decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was
Loads
funny
of
because I went to put it in the tray, and the last movie I watched on the play with the Blu-ray player was with the Hard to Hold, which is also a Kino Lorber disc.
We won't go there again.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm coming in hot with the high quality discs here.
Oh man! But this is,
Oh, boy.
like I said, it was a fun movie to see and then talk about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, all right, we will skip I'll move my other one until next week if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
If
Can
you
do.
want,
Yeah.
do you want to do you want to do one more before we
And then
get
we'll
to
do
the
our
big one?
Yeah. Yeah. Very
which
big.
one would you like to do?
Galactic. You could spin the dial on everything else, buddy. I think it's this. I'll tell you what. Should we do the one that's the older one in the middle at the top there? With that one. Should we do that one? Because then the other two I can then do. I'll finish off that set for next week. Then
You got it.
Let's do this one.
All right, here we go.
And I'll be curious to see if you've seen this one.
Nope.
Ooh, okay. So this then is The Amateur, which is a new movie, 2025 movie starring Rami Malek, as you can see there. God, now name's gone, completely gone. Oh, what's the other person in that called? Oh my goodness me.
I thought you were talking about something else.
So Rami Malek and then
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. There it is. He was talking about Delroy Lindo earlier, and these two I always get confused, man. And I shouldn't. It's just in my head. So yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. So this then, 2025 movie. And yeah, not seen it. Deej, have you heard of it?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
It's on. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on. I haven't seen it. I know it's on Kaleidescape.
It will be. Yeah, it was a fairly big budget movie. So this is on 4K disc, UHD disc, and in Dolby Atmos. And I had not seen it in theaters. I knew very little about it. I hadn't seen it or any trailers. The only reason I even knew it was coming out was because it was on the side of all the buses over here. So it was lit, and not only did it say, The Amateur,
advertising paid for itself.
So it said, he said, The Amateur, Rami Malek, Lawrence Fishburne, and then underneath, filmed for IMAX. So that's what really sort of piqued my interest, and I thought, okay, well, what is that? And then promptly forgot and didn't see it in theaters. So I'm not sure if it did work, the advertising, but there we go. But that at least made me think of it, and then I kind of then put it out of my mind until I saw a review of it that said actually the film's really good, and then I think Jordan might have mentioned it as well in one of our conversations on Twitter about it, and I thought, well, I'll pick it up. So it's $24.99, new release. Gave it a watch. Now, when I tell you what it's about, you're going to think, "Oh God, which episode of 24 is this? Which version of any other thriller is this?" So we have Rami Malek, who is a actually lead role, which is pretty unusual for him. I think it might be his first lead, other than maybe Bohemian Rhapsody, although that was a fairly ensemble cast. But anyway, he's the lead in this. He is a CIA analyst, obviously. And something happens to his wife, and he is not happy about that. And he decides that he is going to use his CIA skills, such as they are, to investigate and then bring to justice the ne'er-do-wells. What done it? Okay. So there you go. So yeah, I mean, name the film. How many do you want?
Yeah.
So. And even as I say that, I know I'm doing the movie a disservice, because that is the plot, but it's not the plot.
Jeez.
Because imagine, if you will, and it's not a spoiler, I don't think. It's really more of a hook to get you to see it, because I know my description is very generic. Rather than him kind of say, right, I've got all these skills, I've got a special set of skills, it makes me very dangerous for someone like you, all this stuff. Rather than do that, which would have always been the Hollywood temptation all day long, is always, isn't it? I was an ex-Navy SEAL, I've got all these skills, but now I just push pens, He actually goes to the people that do know what they're doing, because he's just an analyst. He's a desk jockey, okay? And he goes to the people that do this and say, we need to find who killed my wife. And they say, get stuffed. And he says, well, I'm not going to leave it at that. And what he then does is uses his skills to press gang them to training him to give him the skills he needs to do what he wants to do, which I thought was quite a fun little wrinkle and something that's a bit different. And so what starts as a very generic film actually rather quickly develops into something more. And because I was thinking Rami Malek's not an action hero, he's not going to do much with this. But the movie has twists and turns that are not expected. Some actually very clever twists on the tried and tested genre that this is in, and actually is a really enjoyable movie. It's a solid film. It's not, you're not going to have it on any best of 2025 lists, but it's a solid 2025 thriller, and I really enjoyed it. So, movie, really good, and it's globetrotting. Again, it's Jason Bourne all over. It's bouncing all over Europe and all over the world. So, bearing in mind, then the video filmed for IMAX. Again, that phrase came back to me as I put this into the disc tray, thinking, well, how good is this going to be? It's a Fox movie. Of course, we don't see many of those on disc now, do we? As such, not 20th Century Studios. Normally, it's Disney Plus. So this, and it is on Disney Plus, by the way, over here, probably is over there as well. So if you want to watch it for your subscription fee, you can. But I bought the disc. It looks very nice indeed. Now it's 235, which I think is a shame when it's been shot for IMAX. But there we go. Just think it should be 185, but anyway, or 43. But anyway, 235. There's no aspect ratio changes, but you can tell it's been filmed for IMAX because the detail levels on this are off the charts. It's extremely detailed, so looks fantastic, very colorful. All the contrast is spot on. Colors are great. Black levels are all good, and razor sharp, as I say. Audio is in Atmos, and it's very, very good. You're not going to go digging this out to demo this particularly. There's a nice scene in a nightclub, which has got some nice bass to it and some quite good surround effects. But you're not really going to dig this out to demo when you've got all the other demo discs that we always talk about. But it fits the movie really well. This is an unexpected, very pleasant surprise. And I recommend this. Don't rush out and get it. Again, you might just want to see it on Disney Plus and see if you like it or not. But I thought it was very good indeed, and a pleasure to watch in 4K disc and in Atmos, because there's enough unusual stuff in it to keep you interested in what normally, as I said, will be a tried and tested story. So yeah, well worth it, Deej. You could do a lot worse than this on a rainy afternoon if you're stuck in and you think, well, I want something new that I haven't seen.
Do I want to watch Blown Away again, or The Amateur,
or Happy Gilmore 2?
Happy Gilmore 2. No, I wanted to check on Kaleidescape, see what the aspect ratio was, because sometimes they end up with variables, or they'll get but it isn't. It's in 240. So on Kaleidescape, so I just wanted to check.
Okay,
that.
so same,
but
but
it is Dolby at 4K, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, all that. But
I think you'll enjoy it. I really think you will.
I like Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne, and it's like I've seen this come across for a while on Kaleidescape, and I'm like, I wonder. And I'd heard some decent stuff about it, but no, it sounds good. Good.
It's worth seeing. It is, like I say, you could do a lot worse on a rainy afternoon. And just give it a go. It's cleverly done, and they obviously play with the idea of they know Rami Malek is not an action hero, and so the movie plays with that, and he never goes full Rambo. Do you know what I mean? It's never he gets some training and he's still a bit crap. He's a bit more the Crow remake, but he's not invincible. So it's
cool.
I did enjoy it. Yeah, really did.
Cool. Oh yeah. So Nelson,
what saying in the chat, by the way,
Nelson, I had this one. I saw Amateur last night, enjoyed it, looked and sounded amazing, and then later on, he just said, DJ, pick it up on Kscape. It's good. So
on the Scape, dude,
on Scape or Kscape. It's like it sounds. But let's see.
Way better than it should have been.
When?
Well, you think, the way I described it, which is the story, you think, I've seen this hundreds of times. I talked about the movie The Contractor just a little while ago with Chris Pine. And again, it's all very similar, but enough to keep it.
And I bought that one. I have that one on Kaleidescape.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, good. Nice. Really good movie. Yeah.
I just got to get the time to watch all these things. So, all right.
All right.
All right.
We do our
We're ready.
Title?
We'll get to our title of the show. I was wishing John would be here, but all right, here we go.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yes. All right.
What's it about?
Fantastic Four in theaters. Fantastic Four First Steps
Yes.
in theaters now.
In
Pause.
theaters.
Go see it. Yeah. Not coming soon. It's there. Go see it.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to, the home theater experience, what we perceive the home theater experience will be and all that. Overall, what were your thoughts going into this? Not what did you, whoops.
Yeah.
Wrong
You're
one.
right.
There we go.
That's done. Moving on.
Yeah. What were your thoughts going into this? Whoop. That's the show. No.
Well, I did have fairly high hopes for this because, and I think we can't really talk about this one without talking about the ones that have gone before. Now, I quite liked is it Tim Story who directed the 2005, 2007 ones? He had Fantastic Four, then Rise of the Silver Surfer. And I rather liked those. I've got them on Blu-ray. I did enjoy them for all their weird faults and everything else. I did quite enjoy them. I don't own the Fantastic Four 2015, although curiously, that was the first movie I watched in full on the glasses.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I don't know why. I just did. And that film is not a good movie. Well, that's the Josh Trank one. But of course,
Yeah.
there was. I mean, the issues with that are legendary. There's almost as much stories about that film than there are Apocalypse Now in terms of the stuff behind the scenes was unbelievable. I mean, IMDb doesn't even go close to some of the stuff going on there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we won't go near that because that could be litigious. So the 2015 one is not good. So I went in with this though, expecting good things. It's Marvel. I mean, their movies, even their worst movies are watchable, and the word on this, the buzz on this had been positive. People saying that, seen it, it's good.
Yeah.
The word from people that we know in the industry was good. So I went in there I with measured expectations, but expecting to really enjoy it. What about you, Deej? How did you go into it? What were you thinking as you went in?
I wasn't super excited. I mean, it's been so long coming, right? Like we've been wanting Fantastic Four since the MCU started with Iron Man. Everybody wants Fantastic Four. And, but now here it is. And you're like, it's like, I mean, there was so many rumors about who could be cast for it over the past decade, right? Like John Krasinski at one point, who ended up playing Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So
Spoiler
you were
alert.
like, huh? Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
Again. Don't do that again, Deej.
Exactly. That was the one too.
It was well, yeah. That is the one.
The one. And I'll be honest with you, it's like I really wanted him to be Reed Richards. And when you see him in Multiverse, you're like, oh, that's it. They're using him up, But yeah, so going into this, I had heard good things about it and I wasn't super excited for it. But as I think I said last week or the week before, as we got closer, I was getting more and more excited for it. And I'm like, am I going to be disappointed? And this and that. So I was able to get to see it at 2:00 on Thursday. And because of work, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it. I also bought tickets for Friday morning because I knew it was going to be raining on Friday or I wasn't going to be able to work. So I'm like, I'll go. And then we did. It was a 9:45 show. I was like, all right. So Jen's on vacation and Larissa didn't have the girls. So the three of us ended up going to see it the next morning. And I had already seen it. And I was actually blown away. Let's go with that.
That movie again.
So I was very surprised. Not surprised. That's not really fair to say. I mean, it's not like the MCU is going to surprise you with a great movie. But yes, I was blown away. It was better than I thought it was going to be. And so much so that I was psyched to be able to see it the next morning. And I told them, I'm like, it's going to be a tearjerker, especially for moms. And and it was. Jen was funny. She didn't get as emotional. She was like, if you didn't tell me that, I might have, but she thought different scenes were coming. She's like, I know. Okay. But
It was as good as I expected it to be, and as I wanted it to be. I really enjoyed it. Well, what it reminded me most of was the original Iron Man. I felt the cleanliness and the simplicity of the story really took me back to Iron Man 1. You know, we're not worrying about who's where is that hero in this timeline, where is this hero in the timeline, how many Infinity Stones have we got, you know, what you know, what universe are we now in, when are we going to go to, you know, this seemed to be very contained. And I say that even knowing that this is a cosmic story, but I mean in terms of, it's like literally, here's our villain, he's coming, what do we do? Well, we'll sort it out, we'll fix it with this. We'll have to change our plan when he turns up, but it's all good, and we save the day, you know. And I like that simplicity. But within that, you've got everybody perfectly cast. For the very first time, I think the Thing is actually a proper character.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's very, very well cast. The writing's well done, even though there are 4 writers credited to this. I thought it was really, really enjoyable, and I've only seen it once, so I won't see it again in the theaters. I'll wait for disc, but I'm really looking forward to it. I thought it was very, very good indeed, and there are some excellent action sequences in this. Certainly one midway through the movie, which I thought was just awesome. I mean, it had scale, and it had sweep, and it had threat, and it was, you know, really kind of dark, but in the right way, right? And was just really good. And then, kind of when the finale then comes along again, you get it all over again, as it were. And it reminded me of Interstellar deliberately. I'm sure that's what they intended to do with some of the visuals, but also some of the writing. And I don't really want to spoil it again. I think the emotional stuff for mums, as you said. Vanessa Kirby has a particularly nice line about, you know, what the future holds for their son, which I love that. So I'm a sucker for all that stuff. It's one of the things I love about Interstellar. You know, one of my favorite lines in Interstellar is, you know, a role as a parent is to be there as memories for your children. And I've always loved that. I love that line, man. When that came out, I remember saying to a friend of mine, "Oh my God, I absolutely love that." And so there's something similar in this, and I love that. I thought that was really well done, and it's beautifully delivered. I did enjoy it a lot. You've got all the action, but you've got the intimacy. You've got all the kind of the fun interplay with the characters, but you also then get the everything else as well. Ralph Ineson is fab as Galactus. I thought he was really, really good in that. He is threatening as you kind of imagine it. It does feel like he's just stepped off the page of the comic, and I've never really read many of the comics, but that's how I imagine it. It's very, very good, and it bodes well for Doomsday. As TSG said, I think in the chat, he was glad he saw it before the spoilers hit. Me too. You know, I went to see it Thursday afternoon. I thought it came out here Friday for some reason, as I said to you guys. I thought it was Friday, but then I saw it was out, and I literally within an hour had decided to go see it, booked it, got over there, and went straight in. And so I saw it completely blind. There was no spoilers at all, which I'm very glad I did, because they hit the internet like crazy on Friday morning. It's great. I mean, it's going to be a fantastic home theater experience. If as long as we don't get the fabled Atmouse track, and we get something that's closer to Multiverse of Madness than Ragnarok, then it could be exceptional. Because of course, with these big characters lumbering around, I mean, it should be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Great.
Some of those space scenes that, like you said, that mid scene there, that you just
the voice as well.
The voices that there's going to be a lot of opportunity for use of like the overheads, moving sounds around the room. There was one particular scene, Sue Storm walking through a crowd. I got to imagine you're going to be able to hear chatter in our rooms in that environment, right? People talking, because that's what they're doing in the scene. So I thought that was really interesting. It was just like I said, it's like spoiler free. It's like it was not a rip off, but it did have a version of another movie I'd talked about on the show a while ago. And there's a lot to talk about with the movie too. It's like it's a great standalone MCU movie, which is unusual. Like you said, the simplicity of Iron Man, but the Iron Man simplicity is kind of cheating because it's literally the first one. It's the first MCU movie, right? So it's like nobody has any idea what's going on yet, right? But everyone after that, you're like, okay, what are we looking for here? This one here, it was like, okay, it's a standalone, and they did a really good job. Like, if you don't know who the Fantastic Four are, you'll be fine. You won't get some of the nuances of it, but you will understand because they do a great job of bringing you in. I thought it was funny, Fantastic Four, and they bring you in 4 years into their existence, right? Where we just seen Superman a few weeks ago, and they used the number 3, right, all the way through their opening. Well, Fantastic Four did 4, and I'm like, what's going on here? But they did a good job of, exposition and giving you updates on getting you up to speed on who everybody is, how they got to be who they are. And then like TSG is saying in the chat, it's like the 4 of them, the actors themselves, it felt like family, like they were busting on you, like Johnny Storm busting on Reed Richards, right? Like, oh yeah, you're going to be awful. You're out of your league, and that's in the trailer. You're going to be out of your league, right?
What time is it? What time is it, Ben?
Yeah, I'm not saying it. Yeah, it was great. That's from the cartoon.
While we're talking about that, I have to say, first end credit scene, fantastic. Second one, why did I waste my time?
Well, that's what I did. Like, I saw it the first time. I wait and saw the whole thing, and I was like, the second time, I was like, let's go. I'm like, we're out of here. Everybody else is like, where are they going? I'm like, that one there, I was like, huh? I was like, what? Yeah, I can't remember. What was the last one that was that nonsensical?
Inconsequential.
Yeah, it was probably the one where Chris Evans was Captain America and he was teaching the gym class or something. Was it that one that had nothing to do with anything?
Yeah. Also, perhaps I reckon the one at the end of the Eternals, because it just went nowhere. It didn't mean anything. I mean, we're told that's Blade. Really? You wouldn't have known. Yeah. It's just like, oh, okay. For those that aren't really into it, it just meant nothing. There was a bit of that in the end of Thor as well, of course. Was it Love and Thunder where Charlize Theron just turns up and looking like she's walked off of some sort of drag act?
Yes.
And then she's just like, and then that's it. Like, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But this one particularly meant nothing. I mean, I think they should have reversed them. They should have had the mid credits should have been the end one, and then the mid one should have been at the end. And I think you'd have left with a bit more kind of like, ooh, okay.
Or you would have made everybody angry and they never would have stuck around for the last one.
Yeah, but then they'll come back. See it again.
Yeah.
Marketing.
Are you like me with those? Like, you forget before you go to the movies how many are there. So as soon as the credits roll, I pull my phone up and go, are there one or two? And I look around the theater, and that's what everybody's doing.
Yeah, there we go. Should we stay? Should we go?
Should we stay? Should we go? I don't know.
Yeah. I think I just always assume there's an end one anyway. So if you get a couple beforehand with Marvel, I just I'll wait. Although I always wait at the side. I get out of my seat and I stand at the side so that the second it's done, I can be straight out the door and in the car before it gets busy. Yeah. So I don't wait in my seat all that time. It's really, really good, and it does bode well for what comes next. And Marvel are in an interesting position at the moment. And Feige was talking over the weekend because, of course, Comic-Con was on at San Diego, and so Doomsday and Secret Wars were a reset. So at the end of Secret Wars, the MCU is done, and we then have a new version. From then on, it's going to be completely different, completely new. And I think Marvel are in this interesting phase of kind of, they realize that they've overstretched. They realize they haven't had a good run.
Overstretched. I see what you did there.
Let's bringing it to an end now. And it's like, I think that they now think, right, okay, we've got our ending. We know what we're doing now. So now we can parcel that out into the remaining movies and do it right. So I'm actually quite keen on Doomsday and Secret Wars. Yeah, I think they now know where their ending is. The problem has been, they've been approaching this as a comic series. And Kevin Smith, again, I'm sorry to keep repeating it.
Why?
But he always talks about comics are always second act, aren't they? You never end comics. The characters always carry on, so it's always second act. And I think that Marvel, the MCU, has been stuck in that second act for a number of years, and I don't think they've known what Act 3 is going to be. But I think now they do. Well, I know they do, and so Secret Wars and Doomsday and Secret Wars are the third act, finished, and then everything begins anew. It'll be like New 52, but new MCU.
Right. New MCU,
and so it's going to be new cast, new thing. Nothing before that's going to count. Everything after that is fresh, so they can then bring in everybody that doesn't, hasn't watched all 400 movies.
Now, isn't that going to be tough though? Because all we're going to do is compare.
Well, yeah, but you got to do that anyway. It's no different to James Bond and the new Harry Potter. I mean, it's always going to get compared. But the challenge is, isn't it? One, it means that we can bring in all new people that haven't seen all these movies. We can start again. We can a whole new cast. It'll be a lot cheaper because they'll cast unknown actors. They won't have to pay, as someone mentioned in the chat, $100 million to Downey Jr. because it'll be like you can have your scale wages because you look at the opportunity we're giving you. So you can launch the X-Men with unknowns, pay them a pittance, save yourself some money, and lock them into 9-picture deals on limited money, which is what they'll do, and then launch it all again, and then you can tell these stories in a different way. So I think that's when Marvel. I think the end point now makes it interesting again because you now know kind of the end is in sight. And again, those are comments from Feige in terms of it's over at the end of Secret Wars. That's it, done. It's a hard reset. And also what we'd heard from friends of ours. It's going to be interesting. It really is. And I think the director of this, or is it Thunder? I think it's this, is doing X-Men. Is it this guy, or is it? I think it's this. Might be Thunderbolts, one of the two. I was only reading it earlier. And X-Men could be the first post-Secret Wars Marvel movie. So launching this whole new MCU. So I mean, sounds great to me. Yeah, I mean, we've got to stay alive long enough for that, Deej.
I know. Well, I was just thinking, I'm like, it's been, 08 was Iron Man. And so when this will wrap up in 27?
We've got 20. So next year is Doomsday. Secret Wars is, the year after, isn't it? 27. So 27. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 19 it'll be years.
Yeah, so it'll be 20. So 20 years they'll be gearing up for the new MCU. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. Yeah. Where's that time gone?
I know. I mean, yeah, it is funny now that like the DCU, they're doing, they and now does the MCU go in the opposite direction? They make dark movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Like it used to be like, because Snyder did the darker version of comics and he was doing a darker movie. And that was one of the criticisms because the MCU was so bright and great and there was humor and there's this and that. And it's like, oh, that's why it's so popular. And then Snyder it was too dark. That's why it's not popular. No. I don't think so. I like the Snyder movies. And James Gunn clearly is doing brighter. Right. Yeah. And it's getting looks more like an MCU movie. Now, does the MCU go, all right, hold my beer. I'll show you how to make a dark movie. And they obviously X-Men's a perfect way to do it.
Well,
but then that would be too close to the original X-Men. No.
Yeah. I mean, I think Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be pretty dark. I mean, I think people are going to die.
Yeah.
And so I think it'll be a
right up your alley, Steve.
Oh yeah, let's see. Terrifier 2 meets Secret Wars. That's what we really want.
Gruesome, the better.
Art the Clown versus Galactus. Yeah. It'll be great. So I think the next two are going to be dark. I mean, bearing in mind the end credit sequence of Fantastic Four, at the center of this is going to be a baby, which is always risky territory anyway.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're going that way. So I think Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be dark movies. I think a lot of people are going to, they're going to kill them and they're going to kill them off in various ways. So then I think X-Men is going to be a hopeful reboot. Again, the director, thanks guys in the chat. It is the director of Thunderbolts that's doing it, not this. I'd read something earlier on Dark Horizons that the X-Men, I think, is going to be a lighter retelling, but with the same issues that they have in terms of, feeling apart from the modern world. So who knows? But I think the next two are the dark movies. And then I think we're going to, the next thing from there, I hope. And this, of course, is a lighter movie. This one is quite light, I think, generally. Again, apart from the baby stuff, I think it is actually a brighter looking movie. And the whole finale takes place in broad daylight. Literally a lighter movie. So yeah, but it was very good, very good.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah. TSG says in the chat, slightly interesting spelling. Will Secrete Wars be a two-part movie? Well, it's two parts in as much as it's Doomsday and it's Secret Wars. That's the two-parter. I mean, there's no one's been talking about a splitting Secret Wars across.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they don't really. I mean, I can see how they could.
Oh,
I don't think they will.
Definitely.
I mean, I think it's just going to be an action-packed free for all from kind of minute
That's
one
what it was
to the very end.
Yeah.
Well, indeed, it's like you've got all the action figures and they're all going to fight, and I think that's kind of what Secret Wars is going to be. Who's going to be left standing? Does everybody die? Does the end of Secret Wars: The Beyonder just kill Battleworld and everybody in it? And then, of course, hey, coming soon, X-Men. Could be.
Yeah, restart the clock. Do they even do that? Do they lean into that? I don't know.
Galactus eats the Battleworld, killing everybody, moving on. Coming soon.
Coming soon, maybe. So.
It's an option. You heard it here first.
Oh, exactly. Mars 73 with a question in the chat. This is interesting. Hey guys, do you think Kaleidescape will drop anything new at CEDIA 2025? No. I don't think so.
They've launched two.
Yeah. What were the latest ones? We had V was a while ago, and then we had what?
E?
M and E?
Yeah. So they've done two already, and it's only 7 months into the year.
Yeah.
And Mars 73 has only just got his Kaleidescape. You don't want anything new now. Come on, you've just bought yours. Enjoy what you've got.
I'm trying to. That's actually a pretty good question, though. Like, what could they do? Like, I mean, they've done. I don't know. It's like I know what everybody would say. Cheaper. Do something cheaper.
Give it away.
But technology-wise, like, what more could they? I'm not saying they have it all. I'm just trying to think what more, like, creatively, what could they do? That, like, I have ideas. Like, we talk, like Todd and I'll talk, or even anybody with a Kaleidescape. We're like, oh, I'd like this button, or I'd like I want the rewind, like the 10-second back, 10-second forward buttons, little. Software update, things like that. I'm trying to think of what else they could come up with that would be, something 8K. To release at CEDIA. What'd you say?
Yeah. 8K or 8K. IMAX enhanced, or something like something
yeah.
Like that.
I thought V was capable of that or something like that, maybe. But it's we'll see. I don't feel like I've only been to 2 CEDIAs, but I don't feel like CEDIA is a huge unveiling thing. Although last year's SVS did unveil the subs at CEDIA, so you have that. But I felt like that was like CES is more for stuff like unveiling, and then CEDIA is more demonstration for the here, come in. This is our new stuff this year, and maybe there's some things unveiled, but. It's for the, because it's all dealers there, and it's like, here, this is how you're going to move this product and stuff. But yeah.
Because I mean, that's something as a manufacturer, I would have thought you'd always have to be wary of is kind of too much market saturation. Like, if you launch a new product and then 2 months later you bring out another one, those people that just bought that one are going to be like, well, hang about. Well, that's not fair.
Right, exactly.
You've now bought something new. I mean, funny enough, X-Real have been accused of that as well, by the way, with their glasses from last year and the year before, and then the X-Real ones and then the Pros. Yeah, they've been accused of that and are noticeably slowing down on their hardware releases. So, and I think Kaleidescape, 2 in a year is quite a lot.
Yeah,
I can think they're just
they did get some. People did have some pushback on that. It was like you got the V, and then whichever came next, like I think the M or whatever, and then you drop the E, and it was like, okay, this one has the 4K, and this one is like, wait, what? It's like, so there was a little bit of but there's reasons for all of them. It's I don't know. Honestly, I'm trying to think of something else they could maybe a new remote. I remember they did that a couple of years ago. I was interested in it, but most of Kaleidescape's appeal isn't something that you really release. It's more of a, it's the experience. It really is. Kaleidescape's about the experience, about sitting down and just being like push play product. And it's like, it's the movie's there. That's what it's about. So it's like all the other things, like we get into the nitty gritty of it. Like, why do we like the M's and the E? It's cheaper and you can get into this experience for cheaper. That's really what it is. So like, how do they release something at a, a technology show, CEDIA, that is technology based? Because most of the people, to be fair, most of their market isn't us. It's people that don't care about the behind the scenes stuff, and they have the money and they don't care how it works. They just want it to work. So that's why you get a Kaleidescape, right? They don't want to get up and most of these people in their market, they don't even know where the movie theater plays from. They just are in a room and be like, that's my big screen. It's like, where's the theater room? I don't know. I just push play and it works. I mean, they're that wealthy, right? It's like, so the technology part of it isn't as appealing to, like, Kaleidescape's more of a, kind of like Lumagen is. It's just a bare bones, does the job well piece of equipment. Mad VR, that's the shiny trinket that we all loved. It has the demo mode. It has all this stuff, right? It's a little bit different. So I don't know. I think it's a great question.
And some
like,
people,
what could they come out with that make people talk?
Yeah. And some people buy Kaleidescape and then moan about the cost of the movies.
Yeah.
Not mentioning any names.
Friends of mine have done that. Friends of mine.
YouTube people have done that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's a good question.
Man. Yeah, no, it was. I mean, give me access to the US store. I'll have a Kaleidescape tomorrow. But until then, just,
all you got to do is move to the US, Steve.
Hey, man, that's it done.
Simple.
Can't I just get a really, really long Ethernet cable? And just kind of bury it under the Atlantic, and we'll plug it in somewhere over there. It'll be fine. Ellis Island, plug it in. Done.
See me with a big spool and a rowboat.
Yeah, we'll across.
I'll be there, I'll bet.
Whoa.
Crap, I got a kink.
Yeah.
Put the mask
killer
on.
whale's just bitten the thing in two.
Jesus. Oh. All right, one last thing. Speaking of ocean, did you see the trailer for Jaws? Did they play that over there?
What, the 50th anniversary thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I've already seen Jaws.
What happens?
Hey, man, at the end.
Is there a shark? There is going to be a shark in this movie about a shark, is there?
Yeah. At the end, it just said Finn.
It's my friend's son. His last name's Keith, so they give you an idea. Yeah, a little Irish family. Yeah, Finn.
O'Keefe,
but
O'Keefe.
No, it's just Keith. But seeing that trailer and seeing that cut now in my showcase X Plus Cinema, this one here they had, like I've said many times, they have the new Barco laser projector. Everything's gorgeous. That's why Tron trailer looks so good. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see that. But they opened with the 50th anniversary of Jaws playing at the end of August. And seeing that trailer, seeing Jaws on that screen, I've never seen Jaws that big. I've never seen Jaws in the theater. I was too young. I didn't see that. Yeah. And seeing, Roy Schneider, I almost said William Shatner, seeing that scene where they, when the camera like zooms in on his face, seeing that on the big screen, I was sold. I got to see that in the theater. I mean, I'd never seen it that big. And that's something to behold that we can't do at home. I've seen it at home many times. I've seen it in my theater, but seeing it on that screen and seeing, Roy Schneider, it was just like coming out. I mean, what's next? Are they going to release Blue Thunder next? Hopefully, maybe. Fingers crossed.
That would be nice. Yeah, we could get around with that. That'd be good. Yeah, no, I've never seen Jaws on a big screen, but I can't imagine myself going back to the cinema to see it. I like watching it in my theater room. I've got the 4K disc when it came out that couple of years ago. I mean, I'd rather watch it like that than watch it with a load of millennials on their phones. or talking because everyone kind of knows the movie, and I'd find that irritating. So like I said, when I feel the need to watch Jaws, which is often, then I'd give it to the thing. Do we want to share with the world, Deej, your swimming story as to what that you put in the text chain about your what goes in your mind as you're swimming in the ocean? The music that plays in your head, where it's so I was saying, like, whenever I dive, all I hear is dun 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 dun. And you just have in your mind, just keep swimming,
just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Yeah, that's what I mean. And I've done a lot of ocean swimming, and just keep swimming, just because you can just keep repeating it, and it keeps you cheery. Just keep swimming. It's like, especially like, if you've ever done any open water ocean swimming, it's like, you can not even know where you are, because if you're way out, it's like, because the ocean, there's no waves the further out you go. It's just the ocean goes up and down. And when you come up for a breath and you look around, you could be in in the lull. So all around you, it's like you're in a crater of water. You can't see land. You could be near the shore. You could be near a boat. You can't see anything. So then you come back up and you're like, and now you're at the top of the mountain. You're like, all right, I can see oh, here we go, back down again. But so it gets boring out there. So you're like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
But also then your mind will wander. And again, whenever I've done diving, and I did a diving safari in the Maldives and stuff like that, which was open water, that was out, way out on these reefs in the Indian Ocean. And again, I can't help it. Soon again, it's this part of this lack of patience thing. Soon as I'm under the water, all I hear is and of course there are sharks in the Indian Ocean, not great whites, but there are certainly tiger sharks and some various other man-eating sharks, but I can't help it. It's in there and it won't go. Bloody John Williams, it's got a lot to answer for, but it's
he was actually in Blown Away.
Is he?
John Williams? Yeah. Read in the IMDb. He was in one of the scenes when they showed the orchestra, Boston Symphony Orchestra. So he was in one of those scenes, but he was actually there. They had, the guy that was conducting wasn't him in the movie, but he was in the Boston Symphony Orchestra. So I thought that was really cool.
So that's quite a cool thing. Still not going to make me want to see it again, Deej.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Alrighty.
All right, let's get out of here. We went over 2 hours. We started late. It's like, I don't know. Not bad for just coming on for that 10-minute, across the pond report.
Hey, man, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we've been longer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, almost 3 years to the day, because it was coming up to July and August, wasn't it? Because I went to Spain that 2 weeks, and then, we were doing the reports in Spain. Yeah. So, it's got to be almost 3 years to the day.
Yeah, I have to look it up. Look back. Look back at the archives.
It's all there.
It's all there. Yeah. Great. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to the patrons. Thanks to everybody's support. I'll have more on that next week. Check out the Green Room. If you haven't, go avnirvana.com and look up the Green Room. More people are being added every week. There's more activity there. I added what are you looking forward to thread, or I added to that. So what's coming up the rest of the year. I've been checking it pretty much every day now, and leaving comments. A lot of good conversations going there, so that's a lot of fun. Still haven't gotten in touch with Todd about actually opening up and stuff. We haven't talked yet, but I'm sure we'll be talking soon. I'll run it, at the very least I'll see him at CEDIA. So, but yeah, so other than that, maybe there'll be a Takeover Tuesday next Tuesday. Who knows? Maybe not. How's that for a tease? But at the very least, we'll be back next Tuesday afternoon. Hopefully, full bus bench. We'll see. Could be me that's missed. I've never missed a show.
No, you can't, because you're the only one who can start recording.
No. I should step out and watch you guys just go, because I got your recordings.
You under the desk.
Remember? Yeah, I got you rolling. I had some pushing the car down the hill and let you go. I got to see you guys jumpstart this bad boy. But yeah, there we go. But believe me, you'll be fine. All right. Till next week, you know what you got to do.
Go push play.
What he said.
Is right.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.